Hello and welcome to this quick tip around helicopters. Now, for those of you that have been watching the channel for quite a while, you'll know that I have a full series on modern helicopters based around this OMP Hobby M2. I have been having an absolute blast with this. It is fantastic. It's kind of got me back into radio control helicopters after lapsing when the whole quadcopter thing came around. However, there is one thing that occasionally catches pilots out, and that is when you are hovering the helicopter and you're practicing, it doesn't sit completely level in the air like that. It actually sits and hovers at a slight angle, and it can be really confusing as to why is that happening? Why is my helicopter not hovering straight and level? Particularly if you're a multi-rotor pilot, it might not be immediately obvious. The answer is because the tail rotor at the back is actually pushing on the whole model, and it's that push that's causing it to lean in the hover. Now, why is that happening? Well, as well as the motor trying to turn the main blades, it's also trying to turn the body of the helicopter in the opposite direction. So the tail rotor produces a counter-rotating force to keep the tail pointing in the right direction. But the issue is that the whole helicopter kind of hangs from this bit at the very top. So if it's hanging from that bit and the tail is actually lower, then what it actually does is, as well as stopping the helicopter swinging round, it's actually also pushing the helicopter over so that you get that lean when it's in the hover. And that is what is happening. So the good news is, if you're seeing that and you're confused about why is that happening, it's absolutely expected. It's something that all helicopters do, unless the design is made so that the tail is lifted to be at the same height as the part of the helicopter that the whole thing's dangling from. Some of the larger helicopters that are out there, you'll notice, have a tail that goes out and then goes up at an angle, and the tail rotor is actually up here rather than down here, and that gets rid of that lean. It means that the helicopter can hover in a level position, and for some helicopters that's really important. But if a little helicopter like this, where the tail is below where the helicopter is suspended from, and that is then pushing, then it's going to push the helicopter to one side, and that will mean it's going to lean in the hover. So there we go. That's why it happens. Don't worry about it. It's completely normal and something that most of us helicopter pilots do wonder about in our early days. Thank you for spending your time today watching that video. You can find me in all the usual places on social media, and if you're trying to learn about a subject, then check out the playlist. All of my videos are organized into easy to follow playlists that, if you're trying to learn a topic, will take you from the basics right the way through to some pretty advanced stuff.